Young Australians have given up the dream of home ownership under this government, and it's because over a 2-year period they've brought in 1 million people, and those people want a house for their family.
I want to be a Prime Minister that restores the dream of home ownership for young Australians. Opposition leader Peter Dutton wants to cap international students and cut permanent migration by 25%, stating that Anthony Albanese plans to bring in 1.8 million migrants over 5 years, yet hasn't delivered a single additional home under Labor's policies. Now, whether this is technically true or whether or not you agree with Dutton, it is clear there is a housing crisis in Australia and action is needed. Dutton's proposal? Capping international student numbers and reducing permanent migration, which will apparently free up nearly 40,000 homes in the first year. But is this a feasible solution, and will it give him the votes he needs? According to the Financial Review, the 14 universities that currently enrol above 25% would need to let go about 80,000 places to meet the proposed mandate, at a cost of $2.9 billion, and with public universities bearing the brunt. While the Coalition's pledge to cut new enrolments to 240,000 would be the lowest since 2006, it would push up numbers at private vocational colleges and increase the likelihood of visa rorting and misconduct. Additionally, the cut in university enrolments over private colleges would see around $1 billion loss in revenue. According to Peter Van Vliet of the Migration Institute of Australia, many studies have shown that international students are not responsible for the rental crisis in Australia, as they either use purpose-built student housing or share in existing family homes. In what is being called the Donald Trump anti-migration card, there has reportedly not been any consultation with the education or any other sector on the policy proposal, leading many to believe Dutton is focused more on chasing votes and creating culture wars.
In its first 2 years, the government brought in 1 million people through the migration program. That's 70% more migrants than in any 2-year period in Australia's history. And of course there'll be consequences.
In fact, researchers at the University of South Australia found no link between international student numbers and the average cost of rent, which has risen $126 since the last federal election. With a proposed 25% cut to permanent migration, as well as a temporary ban on foreign investors and residents, the apparent demonising of international students seems to be the centrepiece of Dutton's answer to the housing crisis and the focal point of his campaign. As the election draws near, PM Albanese and Peter Dutton will keep vying for the nation's top job, both pitching themselves as the one to solve Australia's housing crisis.